Hello everyone, I'm ViJay Singh, Assistant Professor and Extension Weed Specialist, Virginia Tech, Eastern Shore, AREC. Today I would like to give you a quick update on some of the studies which we conducted in 2020, like termination of cover crops, the options we have, and control of volunteers, specifically for brassicas. So cover crops has been gaining a lot of attention and people are using in corn production system because of their potential benefits as they offer opportunities for improving soil quality, crop production efficiency and weed management by suppression. The specific benefits of cover crops also depend on species and growing environment. Growers generally have several alternative options of choosing cover crops, grasses, legumes, and brassicas. So growers, they plant these cover crops in early to late fall and then they terminate before planting of the main crop in next spring. Now, in general, winter killing is an effective termination method, but only applicable to certain cover crops. The total biomass accumulation is one of the important considerations while deciding the termination timings. Late termination results in seed production, which ultimately lead to higher infestation of cover crop plants in fall. Virginia corn growers have recently reported that there are only limited herbicide options available for terminating cover crops in general. Particularly, issues have been cited for brassicas. Early termination leads to low biomass accumulation and late termination can delay corn plantings and also allow brassicas to produce seeds. So in case of late termination or planting grain, brassicas seeds increase the soil seed bank, which leads to larger issue of voluntarism in fall. So we conducted studies focusing on the termination timings and the best herbicide options we can have, and also the herbicide programs which we use in corn, whether they have an impact on controlling or preventing the volunteers of cover crop plants. So these are the pictures of our cover crops before planting of corn, so you can estimate the biomass we had, and these are the pictures indicating that we rolled some of the cover crop treatments without using any herbicide to terminate them, and also we terminated them with using herbicides, like we used Roundup to terminate the grass cover crops. We used Liberty and 2,4-Ds to terminate the brassicas or the broadleaf cover crops. So we evaluated several herbicide combinations, but here I would like to highlight the most common ones, like the Roundup, Liberty, and 2,4-D. So the glufosinate, which is the trade name is Liberty, we evaluated it alone with 2,4-D in combination and then 2,4-D alone, and also the glyphosate. So 2,4-D alone and glyphosate did not provide a very high efficacy on brassicas. However, we observed that if we mix Liberty plus 2,4-D, that provided us 90% of control of brassica species. Here, glyphosate is not a very good option to terminate brassicas. Glyphosate can be used to terminate the grass cover crop species. When we talk about the different timings of termination, then we observed that when Liberty was applied at an early stage, like first week of April, then it provided just 70 to 75% of control. However, when we used it at a later stage, at the first week of May, then the efficacy was 90%. And one of the reasons is that Liberty works better under the temperature range of 20 degree to 25 degrees centigrade day temperature. And that temperature range falls from mid-April onwards. So means growers can use these herbicide combinations to terminate brassicas starting from mid-April to end of April or first week of May, basically before planting of the main cash crop, whenever they have a schedule. Here we would like to highlight what happens when if we are not able to terminate our cover crop well. So we evaluated these four cover crops, but we observed that mustard, when it was not terminated with any of the herbicide, and we just rolled down with the roller crimper before planting of the corn. So it was actually highly competitive with the corn, and it actually reduced the corn stand and also decreased the corn yield. It decreased the corn yield by 86%. Similarly, wheat also had a very high impact on corn yield, followed by the cereal rye. We didn't observe much of the impact on corn yield when we rolled down hairy vetch without using herbicides. So as a concluding statement, we observed that Liberty plus 2,4-D was the best herbicide combination to terminate brassicas, specifically starting from mid-April onwards. And by end of April or first week of May, brassica would accumulate lot of biomass as well, and then Liberty plus 2,4-D would take care of its termination. In terms of weed control, we observed wheat and cereal rye perform better compared with the brassicas and hairy vetch. And our herbicide program, which we used, we didn't observe any volunteers in season. We are working on several herbicide options to control the volunteer brassica species even off season, means after harvesting the corn crop. So with that, I would like to say thank you to all for watching this, and let me know if you have questions. You can email me or give me a call. Thank you.